So here we have the front yard. Most of the coleus is still doing all right, but some of them, because I had just transplanted it as a cutting, when that cold came, it was just like, nope, absolutely not. So I should probably just pull that one out. But I will probably be cutting a lot of this coleus to use as bouquets, because it just will not, if we get down that cold, it's just not going to do so well. And some of these are going to have some nice blooms on them, so that will be pretty. But yeah, here's the front garden, and here's a little sneak peek. I did do a little bit of fall decorating, which that's its own video, so don't be looking. Let's go check out the containers. So this container, it was looking really, really good, and then that cold night just came in and took a lot of the foliage off the petunias. So the petunias are still blooming, but a lot of the filler part of it down there just was toast. This little canna lily finally decided to bloom. So this is my cute little yellow canna. I have a ton of cannas in here. You can see I got tons of them growing in here, but it just, I don't know if it wasn't enough sun or whatever to get it to bloom, but this one bloomed quite a few times, so maybe that's not the reason. Maybe they're just too small. Those are all from seed though. All of these were from seed, including this one, so maybe that's why. So maybe the tubers next year will have a better chance. But this one bloomed earlier, and then this one was blooming, but it's that same orangey colored one. The yellow one's not so much. And this was so glorious. And then you can see it took a tumble for one thing, so this broke off. I stuck it back in, but it just didn't have a chance before the frost hit it. But the frost came in and took out some of these caladiums, so that's all right. It's that time. Begonias and impatiens are doing all right. Oh, look, seed pods. Don't forget to collect seed pods off of your begonias. There you go. Oh, look, there's the seeds. They're like dust, super, super tiny. So I'm just going to be keeping them in the seed pods. And then my impatiens, I'm not seeing any seeds on these this year. So I don't know. And then this thing, oh my goodness. It was doing amazing, and then it got too top heavy, and so I had to come in and prune it back. And then some of the branches broke off, and oh my goodness, it's been a bit of a mess. But the black-eyed Susan vine is absolutely beautiful, and it's been blooming. My lobelia is still going, and I still have a few of these begonias in there blooming. And honestly, I believe there's supposed to be, I think I have a ginger in here, but we'll find out. I hear something snapping. Yeah, these are just not doing so well. But my these are my amaryllis, and look, they're starting to get some color on the leaves there. So I gotta watch more videos on how to overwinter the amaryllis. So I might be bringing these 3 bulbs in, and I think I'm supposed to put them in like soil and then in a dark, cool place, and then bring them out in a couple months. We will see. Fall wreath is up. That's also another video, so don't be looking. Here we are over at the back. Oh, Dexter found a tomato. Oh, you got it, buddy? All right, so we're gonna start at the backyard part. Oh my gosh, she plays with those. It takes forever to eat one of them. Just checking in on some of these now. We have had a few very cool nights. We have gotten down to, I think, 35. I know a few mornings I've woken up and it's been 37. So looking at possibly getting a frost in the next few nights. So I will probably be coming out and harvesting all the peppers that I can, any tomatoes that look like they're long enough to go on, and then I might throw a frost cloth on. So these tomatoes are pretty much done. These are the golden balconies. These were a dwarf variety, and they started putting out tomatoes back in March. They did an amazing job, but they're just done. They're done. Petunias here, toast. This is one of my garden huckleberries that self-seeded itself into this container, so I let it go, but I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think these will ripen up in time, but they might. Do we have any peppers back here to pick up? I don't. Oh my goodness, that one's hiding back there. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's a beauty. Look at that. So that is a Big Jim number 2. I'm gonna have to do a pepper harvest video soon. So in here I have a shishito, 2 shishitos are ready to go. believe this is my kohlrabi. It hasn't done much. My arugula that I seeded, still super tiny. I got a jalapeno that's ready to pick. And I have some tarragon that I will be bringing in and overwintering. No, I think I'll just be drying it. I got another big batch of stevia. Oh my goodness, it's starting to flower. I didn't even know. I didn't even notice that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll pull off these stems and just let some of it flower. See if I don't know. It's kind of exciting. Maybe I'll bring it in and let it root. So I've already harvested quite a bit of stevia. So I have that there, and then I have this big one here. And these are starting to flower as well too. Oh no. Okay. So this tower garden, the Tiny Tims kind of just fizzled. That last cold weather we had really took a lot of this out. The basil was like, nope. But this one is really making a comeback, and it's doing really good. So I'm thinking of, I might take that and try to overwinter that one inside, because it's got lots going on still with that one. So I think that one I'm going to try and overwinter. Here's my ginger. If you watched Soil and Margaritas, she just did a big harvest on her ginger, and it was enormous, and I'm like laughing because I'm like, oh, mine's so sad. And then over there are my New Mexico 6. So I got about 4 of them on there that need to come off. Oh, here the canna. And then I got lots of peppers over here that need harvesting bad. So I've got the big, I got the red cherries. I've got red, what are these? This is supposed to be, oh, this is New Mexico 6. So I got one that went red. I got cayenne. I got some baby anchos. I got a lovely red bell pepper. Look at that, beautiful. So these are definitely going to be harvested. And now, Tomato Alley. So if you've looked at any of my videos of tomatoes in the past, this is definitely a lot smaller than they normally are. So they had a rough year. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be planting tomatoes here again. I just don't think they're getting enough sunshine. But I have a lot of green ones on here, so I don't know if I'm going to be harvesting all of these the other night, or I'm going to try and protect them with the frost blanket and maybe just turn the fan on, because wind can help. So these are the pineapple tomatoes, and I got 4 big ones on here, and the main reason I want to leave them on is because I have yet to have a ripe one because some animal keeps eating it before I get a chance. So up here I have a bunch of cherry tomatoes that need harvesting, some Bianca. Some of these I don't mind picking, the green ones. I'll probably grab a lot of these in here. The tiger one, I still haven't tasted a ripe one. I had some that were just starting to go ripen up the other day, and I brought it in so that nobody else got to eat it before I did. And by nobody else I mean animals. But I do have a few pretty decent sized tomatoes on here that I'll probably be protecting and bringing in. So these are 2 big ones. I think those are the, oh, those are the old German. Okay, cool. So, and then I have the Brandywine over here, and I have another of the jelly melons. So I have one there, I have 2 in that pot, and then I have that one there. So I ended up with 4 of those. And I'm going to back up a little bit here. Sorry, Dex. So these are the tomatoes. I don't know if you remember, but I picked the suckers and then I just put them in these pots to see what happened. This one here is huge. So this is from my chocolate Tasmanian from up at the top, and it had snapped. So I just took it and stuck it in here. And the plant has done really, really well here, and I've got some nice big fruit on it. So I'm really excited about that. It worked really, really well. Here are the rest of the ones. So these are also the chocolate Tasmanian, and then this is the pink tiger, and it kind of flopped over. And then we have this one, which was the Brandywine. No tomatoes on that one. And then Marglobe, that one's actually produced a few tomatoes, and there's some on there. So this is my cucumber. It had quite a few flowers on it, but just we didn't get any fruit off of it this year. And then I have my loofah, which did do all right. And so, oh, over here. So these are my Jewels of Opar, have done really well. This one little plant's the only one that made it, but it's putting out all of these cute little berries. And then I have been collecting seeds off of it. And the lettuce, it tastes like, the greens on it taste like lettuce. It's actually really tasty. Malabar spinach is finally doing its thing. I don't think I'm going to be seeing any berries off that this year, but happy little nasturtium. Oh, and my peas! Look at these peas. Remember when I planted these in the fall planting? So I didn't get a lot on the bok choy. I did come out and harvest them, but my peas are doing really, really good. So hopefully we will see some peas on here soon. Look at that. Like, I mean, that's crazy. They're tall, almost as tall as I am. So hopefully I'll see some peas. So down here we have the beans. They were doing really well, and now they're just not so hot. These 2 tomato plants have done amazing, and they just keep knocking themselves over. I did not have a big enough cage for them. So here's some green ones I'll probably be harvesting. That one's almost going ripe. But we got a handful of tomatoes that we'll be harvesting. And these are really pretty. These are the Kaleidoscope Jewel Dwarf Tomato. They're very pretty, but I find the flavor's kind of bland, so I don't think I'll be bothering with them again. And this garden huckleberry, this was a self-seeded one as well. I just let it come up and do its thing, and there's a lot of berries on there that need to get harvested. And then my okra finally decided to do something, so hopefully you hurry up and do what you got to do, because we're getting a frost soon. Yeah. And the morning glories doing fantastic like usual. That planter is done. That's the petunia got hit by the cold weather, did not like it. But the morning glories have done amazing. The 4 o'clocks down here, these are so pretty. I'm really loving them this year. The forget-me-nots, calendula all in here, and the straw flowers. They really, really performed well this year for me. I'm really happy with them. So it's my butterfly bush that I tucked in there. And my hibiscus that I divided. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to see any blooms on it this year, but I'm happy to see that it came back nice and healthy. So that's good. My celosia is finally blooming, and I'm sad to think I might have to cut these back soon. They're finally getting to bloom, but I don't want them to be totally dead. And you know what? I just realized I've been kind of neglecting the snapdragons. Like, I was so obsessed with them a couple years ago, and then I don't know, they just sit here and they do their thing, and they're absolutely beautiful. And now these will not get hit by the frost. These can take a frost, these can take a snow. They will still look like this for probably another month or so, but I probably will cut them back if we do any bouquets. And my Rebecca as well, that shouldn't be affected by the cold weather, as well as the straw flowers. These are all considered cool flowers, so they can handle a nice cold night. And you can see in there's a lot more of the garden huckleberries that have self-seeded. I have some enormous zinnias over here, so I am letting them go to seed. I know it looks a little messy, but we're at that time in the garden where it's like, you know what, we're going to try and get let as much go to seed as we can. That head's going to be ready to process soon. And then these are my ground cherries that self-seeded. I did not plant any ground cherries. I have not grown ground cherries from seed for like 2-3 years now, and they keep coming up. So I'm happy about that. I love them. So I have that one there. I have another one there. And then I have 3 more back there. So I keep coming out and harvesting my ground cherries. You can see quite a few of them in there. And now this little thing here, my Nicotiana. So I planted these. The seedlings were so small, like you could hardly see them. Oh, look, there's another one there. Ground cherry. Oh, there's another one there. That's like 3 more ground cherries. So, oh, we have one. Is there anything in there? There is. Yay. So I'm going to hopefully I don't roll down the hill. Look at that little beauty. Oh, garden snacks. Oh, it's so sweet. Delicious. Okay, more garden huckleberry here. This, I believe, it's supposed to be Gwen. It was the only one that's seeded in the winter sowing container. It's supposed to be a perennial. It was supposed to be red, so that's why it doesn't look anything like the picture. But it's really pretty and I liked it, so I'm going to save seeds off of that. My best looking celosia of the season. They had just gotten started, so I'm definitely going to be, I mean, they're so pretty. I'm definitely going to be growing these again, and I'm going to be starting them a lot sooner next year. And then my sad gomphrena. So I know I complain about it, but I don't know if anyone realizes like how sad it is. This is it. This is my gomphrena. Oh, and a weed. So there's like 3 or 4 in here, and this is all the larger they got. It's been blooming. Been blooming all summer, but that's it. So I did order new seeds. Hopefully they will be a bit more vigorous. Bigger. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Birdhouse gourd. It did not like that cold weather. You see all those dead leaves up there? Yeah. It did not like the cold nights we've had. This little guy, if he even had a chance, he's not anymore. So very sensitive to the cold weather. Sorry, buddy. But my black-eyed Susan vine finally started blooming. A self-seeded evening primrose. I got some petunias here. I got an ahi, pepper, some basil, more garden huckleberries. Some beautiful, I love these snapdragons. They're so pretty. And our little gizmo monument here at the top of the hill. Ooh, someone's bumped. Who bumped you, Giz? There we go. And now these were my extra tomatoes that I put up here. This is my rhubarb patch. So these are, I can't even remember. These ones didn't have labels. I can't remember if this is I don't think it's Golden Balcony. I'm not sure exactly which one this is. These gave me, I think, just regular red tomatoes. That one there is the Werewickii, I think it's called. It was very good, delicious tomato. And then this is my chocolate Tasmanian, which is probably one of my absolute favorites of the year. And that's a dwarf tomato. So fortunately I've had a lot of them. That is the one, that is the exact plant that I used in my, and that is the exact plant that I used in my grow off challenge. And you can see how big and wonky it got. It said it was only supposed to get like 18 inches high, but clearly it got a lot bigger than that. So now we are ready to pop on over to this side. So these are one of the ones I think I planted, the garden huckleberries. I did start a handful of them because I did not know how prolifically they would reseed themselves. So I pulled out probably 100 seedlings last spring, and then I'm kind of regretting it because they didn't get as big as I'd hoped from last year. So I did leave a few in here. I have harvested. We got about 2 cups. We'll probably come in and get another 2 cups, so that'll be enough to make some jam. But this calendula is the only calendula that I started from seed. The rest all self-seeded, but you can see it got hit by some powdery mildew just in the last few weeks. I did come out and treat it with some hydrogen peroxide, but it's nearing the end of the season. I'm not too worried about it. But we got a lot of amaranth. It's going really, really good. And I've had a ton of just gorgeous zinnias up here. I think this is one of my favorites. The color on that is just so fabulous. And then, of course, this pesky Pete little spoon tomatoes that I said I would never grow again. I pulled out hundreds and hundreds of these seedlings as well. And look at that. I missed a couple, and I figured by that time it had earned its place in the garden. Right, Dex? So then we're coming over here. And unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. My hibiscus is not looking so hot. So I'm just gonna make sure it stays watered. And hopefully it wasn't like too cool of nights coming in and just bothered it. But look at that beautiful, beautiful kohlrabi. So those are the ones that I started in the spring. This will tell you how cool of a summer we had. It took that long for my kohlrabi to grow. Like they've sat there all summer long waiting to do their thing. I have been eating some of the leaves though. And then calendula echinacea is done for the season, but I'm leaving the seed heads out here because the birds love them. Got another little patch of snapdragons, peonies. These got hit with a bit of powdery as well, like usual. Oh my God, I almost killed myself on your ball. Dexter, clean up your toys. So 4 o'clocks, and then this is where I popped in my little Japanese anemone and my huge, but slightly wonky amaranth. It's like, I don't know what it's doing. It's falling down the hill. I got a few tomatoes and peppers kind of just tucked in there. I don't even know what kind of pepper that is. What is that one? I'm not even sure. It doesn't look like anything else I'm growing. Maybe the ancho? Not even really. And then are those the sunflowers? All right, let's go look at that. So remember that really big, beautiful sunflower I had? I planted more of the same seeds, and this is what I got. So, I mean, the stalks are so tiny. It's the same coloring. So, I don't know what happened. It's kind of weird. My beans did really well. They did good here. The petunias did not do so great here. I think it's probably because somebody, hey, no digging, was trampling through there all the time. But you can see some of the planters, like they were looking so good before. But like this is just one alyssum that I pulled out of the garden, self-seeded. So all the alyssum that's bordering all the way up and down, all of that self-seeded. I didn't plant any alyssum this year. And this pepper, I got a few off of this. This was the Edgevarsky or something, nasturtium. But yeah, everything's, a lot of things just look like they took a hit. So some things are looking pretty good, and then other things are just kind of like meh and waiting to get a hit. That dill is beautiful, by the way. I have to use that in a bouquet, I think. So we're gonna swing around here to my crates, like I am super back out. I am super impressed with how they did. If you recall, I'll try to remember, just put a picture up on the screen, but like these plants were very small when I picked them up and I stuck them in here, and now they're just doing amazing. So this one here on the edge, I have the lemon balm, I have a petunia, I have 2 different cannas, and then I have the amaranth, and then the lime sedum and amaranth, 2 different corals, and then 2 different amaranth, and 2 different kind of cannas, and the culantro down there growing. Not to be confused with cilantro, culantro, which is similar but not as soapy. I don't know how to describe it. And then back behind there we have my 2 little hydrangeas, and they seem to be settling really nicely and getting some pink on them. Yay! And then this planter, it's getting overtaken by a tomato plant. And these cannas, this one's starting to see, like, just some of them got hit with that cold weather and the wind. But some of my coleus is still even looking really good. But yeah, season's winding down, and if we get a frost, then that's what happens. Oh, and here's my the coffee cups, elephant ears that I bought. I just popped them in here. This one is so pretty. Like, I'm in love with this. Just a beautiful plant. What's in your mouth? What's in your mouth? Nothing to see here. Oh, and the basil did really well. So this was the Siam basil, I think. It was really pretty. It's done really well. I've been eating off of it. I've been cutting it for flowers. It's really pretty. So, oh yeah, so that's what I was going to mention. So I'm going to keep an eye on the weather. But if it does look like we're probably going to get a frost, then I'm going to come out the morning or the day of the frost, and I'm going to cut everything that is going to get hit by the frost. So any flowers that are out, including my coleus, anything like that, I'm going to take them, I'm going to put them in buckets, I'm going to put them in water, and then we're going to just make a bunch of flower bouquets if we can. Maybe have my daughter's friends come over, do a little bouquet bar. We did that last year a few times. I would cut a bunch of flowers and let them make little bouquets to take home. So that would be kind of fun. And I have a ton of amaranth. I have a ton of beautiful amaranth. I do not want to see go to waste. They do well in bouquets, and then they dry beautifully, right? So if I am going to cut them, I might as well cut them before they get ruined, and we can use them in some bouquets. So the violas are starting to come back. So they had kind of petered out when it got a little bit too warm for them, and then now they're starting to bloom for me. But yeah, I've never had the violas last all season, so we had a fairly cool fall. My begonias are left. What else was in here? I had something else in here, and it didn't make it through that last frost. But this mint is doing really well. So I've been harvesting off of this already to make some teas. So I figured this would be probably my last tour where things are actually still blooming and doing all right. I'll probably do one, like an update later, of things that have survived the frost, So don't be surprised when you see those snapdragons still blooming, but I probably will cut some of them back to do bouquets if we need to. But so looking now at the garden and knowing like Dexter is going to be fine next year with whatever I decide to plant, I am going to plant this section up totally differently, and this section here. And if you have been watching any of the Mackinac Island videos that went out this summer, they had a secret garden at Mackinac Island, and they have like ribbons of plants that come through that make it look like water, and I think that would be really, really fun. So before I was kind of doing my rows, I kind of tried to do rows, and I went like this across, but I'm thinking if I can do some kind of sweeping and keep the motion of the, oh, Dexter just knocked me over, keep the motion of the grass, I think that would be pretty cool. So hopefully that works next year. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. What is it? Are you not getting enough attention? Are you not getting enough attention in the video? Hello? Can you say hi? Did we do a good job? Fist bump. Fist bump. High five? High five. Can you give me a high five? You leave me hanging? High five. Dexter, high five. Oh no! Absolutely not. No. Bad dog. No. No. One last look